Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that's sure to get any numismatic enthusiast excited. We're talking about the ultra-rare, highly expressive, and incredibly valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels that are making waves in the collector's market. Buckle up as we explore which of these coins are commanding top dollar and why they're so coveted. First up, a special focus on the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1969. But this isn't just any ordinary nickel. We're talking about one with an S mint mark and a unique black shading. Could this rare coin in very fine condition be worth a significant amount in today's collector market? Stick around and let's explore the details together. First, let's travel back in time to understand the historical significance of the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The design was the brainchild of artist Felix Schlag, who won a design competition that year. The year 1969 was an intriguing period for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint, located in San Francisco and marked by the S Mint mark, produced these coins during a time of transition. Limited of these nickels were minted, only a few survived in the condition that collectors desire today. The 1969 with S Jefferson nickel is recognized for several key features. The S Mint mark indicates that it was struck at the San Francisco Mint, which is particularly sought after by collectors. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a critical role in its value. The coin in very fine condition showcases sharp details of Jefferson's profile, the intricate architecture of Monticello, and most notably, a distinctive black shading. This shading could be a result of natural toning, environmental factors, or the coin's history of circulation. While not common, this shading adds a unique aesthetic to the coin, making it even more appealing to collectors. Now, let's get to the big question on everyone's mind. What is this 1969 with S Monticello Jefferson nickel worth in today's collector market? As of today, the market value of a 1969 with S Jefferson nickel in very fine condition can vary depending on factors such as rarity, demand, and specific features like the black shading. Generally, these coins can fetch anywhere from $650,000 in very fine condition, with those exhibiting unusual characteristics like prominent toning or unique shading potentially attracting higher bids. However, the true value of your coin depends on finding the right buyer. Excellent place to start if you're looking to sell. So why is the 1969 with S Monticello Jefferson nickel potentially valuable? It boils down to a few critical factors. The S mint mark is rare compared to other mint marks, making it more desirable. Coins in very fine condition, with minimal wear and preserved details, always command higher prices. The black shading on this particular coin adds a layer of uniqueness that could intrigue collectors looking for something different. As with any collectible, the value is largely driven by demand. If a collector is specifically seeking a 1969 with S nickel with these characteristics, they may be willing to pay a premium. For those of you who own a 1969 with S Monticello Jefferson nickel or are thinking about acquiring one, here are some expert tips. Handle your coins carefully. Store them in protective holders to maintain their condition. If you believe your coin is in exceptionally fine condition or has unique features like black shading, consider getting it professionally graded. This can significantly increase its market value. Values can fluctuate, so stay informed about trends in the coin collecting community. The 1969 with S Monticello Jefferson nickel is a piece of history that could hold significant amount value, especially if you have one in very fine condition with unique features. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is definitely worth a closer look. Next up, focusing on a coin that holds a unique place in the hearts of collectors and history buffs alike, the 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in very fine condition and with some black spots. We're going to explore what makes this coin special, why it's sought after, and its current collector market value. So let's dive right in. Before we discuss the 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel, let's take a brief look at the history behind the Jefferson nickel series. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, who won a design competition held by the U.S. Mint. The obverse of the coin features a profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the reverse, we see Jefferson's Virginia estate, Monticello, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The 1999 nickel is part of this long-running series, but what sets it apart is its specific mint mark, condition, and the presence of black spots, which we'll talk about in more detail. The D mint mark on this 1999 nickel indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the 4 active mints in the United States. The Denver Mint is known for producing limited of coins each year. However, what makes this coin particularly interesting to collectors is not just where it was minted, but its condition and unique features. This coin is described as being in very fine condition. In numismatics, very fine condition refers to a coin that has moderate wear on the high points, but still retains a significant amount of detail. For a coin like the 1999 Jefferson nickel, the key areas to examine are Jefferson's cheekbone and the details of Monticello on the reverse. Despite being circulated, the coin has maintained a decent amount of its original detail, making it desirable for collectors. Now, let's talk about the black spots on the coin. These are often caused by environmental factors, such as exposure to moisture or contaminants during the coin's time in circulation. While some may see these spots as a flaw, others believe they add character to the coin, making it unique. However, it's important to note that black spots can affect the coin's overall grade and therefore its market value. Now, for the big question, what is the market value of this coin today? In general, the value of a 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel in very fine condition is particularly high, with most standard examples fetching anywhere from $100,000. However, when we factor in the D, mint mark, and the unique condition of the coin, such as the black spots, the value can vary. Coins with distinguishing features like spots, toning, or errors often draw the attention of niche collectors who are interested in acquiring coins with unique characteristics. Depending on the buyer, the coin could sell for slightly more than its standard market value, but it's essential to manage expectations. While it might bring in a fortune, this specific coin could sell for around $170,000 to the right buyer who appreciates its distinctiveness. Additionally, the market for Jefferson nickels, like all coins, fluctuates based on demand, economic factors, and collector interest. In recent years, there's been a growing interest in collecting modern coins with unique characteristics, which might explain why a 1999 Jefferson nickel in this condition could see an increase in value over time. So, there you have it, the 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D mint mark, in very fine condition with black spots, is a coin that, while extremely valuable, holds a certain charm for collectors who appreciate the nuances and history behind their coins. If you happen to own one of these nickels, it's definitely worth holding on to, as its value could appreciate over time, especially with the increasing interest in modern U.S. coinage. Next up, focusing on the 1998 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, you'll want to stick around to learn about the value of this coin, especially if it's in mint state 30 to 35 condition. Let's jump right in. Before we get into the specifics of the 1998 Jefferson nickel, let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind this coin. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse. The Monticello design has become iconic, and over the years it has remained largely unchanged, making it a staple in American coinage. The 1998 Jefferson nickel is part of this long-standing tradition, and while it may seem particularly rare at first glance, certain factors can make this coin a valuable piece in your collection. Now, let's talk about the 1998 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. For those who may not know, the absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced limited of these nickels, so in general, they're rare. However, what sets some of these coins apart is their condition. In coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS mint state designations indicating coins that have never been in circulation and show no signs of wear. A coin in MS30 to MS35 condition is in what we call about uncirculated condition. While not perfect, these coins retain much of their original luster and detail, making them highly desirable. So, what exactly does it mean for a 1998 Jefferson nickel to be in MS30 to MS35 condition? Let's break it down. MS30 very fine at this grade. The coin has light wear on the highest points but still retains some mint luster. You'll notice slight flattening on the details, particularly on Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's dome. MS35 choice very fine here. The coin has minimal wear and more of the mint luster is visible. The details are sharper and the overall appearance is closer to what it would have been straight from the mint. For collectors, the MS30 to MS35 range is still very appealing because these coins maintain a strong visual appeal while being more affordable than higher grade examples. Now, let's get to the part everyone is waiting for: the market value of the 1998 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in MS30 to MS35 condition. As of today, these coins are gaining interest among collectors. While they might reach the astronomical prices, they still hold significant amount value. In today's market, a 1998 Jefferson nickel in MS30 condition can fetch around $150,000, depending on the buyer and the market conditions. As you move up to MS35, the price can increase to between $200,000. Now, these values may seem very high, considering the coin's age and the fact that many people overlook modern coins. It's quite impressive. What's more, if the coin exhibits any unique features like toning or strike errors, the value can increase significantly. Toned nickels, in particular, are highly sought after by certain collectors and can command premium prices. Why should you consider investing in a 1998 Jefferson nickel in MS30 to MS35 condition? For one, as time goes on, the supply of high-grade examples will naturally decrease as coins are lost or damaged. This gradual reduction in supply can lead to increased demand, especially among collectors looking to complete their sets. Additionally, as more people recognize the value of collecting modern coins, prices are likely to rise. The key to successful investing in coins is patience. Holding on to these nickels for the long term could yield a substantial return on investment. If you have a 1998 Jefferson nickel in MS30 to MS35 condition, it's crucial to store it properly to maintain its value. Store your coin in a protective holder, like a coin flip or a slab, to keep it safe from environmental factors like humidity and air pollution. If you plan on keeping the coin for a long time, consider storing it in a temperature-controlled environment to prevent any potential damage. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the 1998 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, especially in MS30 to MS35 condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is definitely worth considering for your collection. As always, remember to do your research and consult with experts when buying or selling coins. Next up, focusing on a coin that many collectors hold in high regard, the 1962 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel. This coin, with its distinctive gray shade and historical significance, has become a valuable addition to any serious collection. But what makes it so special? And how much is it worth in today's collector market? Stick around to find out. Before we delve into the specifics of the 1962 with D Jefferson nickel, let's take a moment to appreciate the rich history behind the Jefferson nickel series. Introduced in 1938, this nickel was designed to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The coin's obverse features a portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his famous estate, Monticello. The design was the work of Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor, who won a public competition to create this iconic image. Since its introduction, the Jefferson nickel has seen several design changes, but the 1962 with D remains one of the classic examples of this coinage, embodying the mid-20th century American aesthetic and craftsmanship. Now, let's focus on the star of today's video, the 1962 with D Jefferson nickel. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin is distinguished by the D Mint mark, located on the reverse side to the right of Monticello. The Denver Mint produced limited nickels that year, making the 1962 with D relatively uncommon coin in terms of mintage. However, as with many collectibles, condition plays a crucial role in determining value. Our particular focus is on a 1962 with D nickel in fine condition with a unique gray shade. While the coin may show some signs of wear, especially on the high points like Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps, it still retains enough detail to be a desirable piece for collectors. You might be wondering, what exactly does the gray shade refer to? Over time, many coins develop a natural patina due to exposure to air, oils from handling, and environmental factors. The gray shade on this particular 1962 with D nickel gives it a distinct look that can be quite appealing to collectors who appreciate the aged, historical appearance of their coins. This natural toning can sometimes increase a coin's desirability and, in turn, its market value. Now, on to the big question: how much is this coin worth today? While the 1962 with D nickel is considered rare, its value can vary significantly based on its condition and other factors like toning. In fine condition, like the one we're discussing, this coin typically sells for around $300,000 in the collector market. However, those with exceptional toning, such as our gray shaded example, can sometimes fetch higher prices, particularly if the toning enhances the overall aesthetic appeal of the coin. That said, while the financial value might be sky high, the historical and aesthetic value of the 1962 with D Jefferson nickel is undeniable. For collectors who appreciate the subtle beauty of natural toning and the historical significance of mid-20th century coinage, this nickel is a prized piece. If you're looking to add a 1962 with D Jefferson nickel to your collection, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always handle your coins with care. Store them in a cool, dry place, ideally in a protective case, to preserve their condition. And if you come across a nickel with unique toning, like the gray shade we've discussed, consider having it professionally graded to determine its full market potential. Next up, we're diving deep into the history, details, and current collector market value of the 1952 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, especially in very fine condition. The Jefferson nickel is one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history. First introduced in 1938, this 5-cent piece features the bust of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse proudly displays his home, Monticello. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and has been a staple in American currency ever since. Today we're focusing on the 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. What does it mean when a coin doesn't have a mint mark? Simply put, It was minted in Philadelphia, as the Philadelphia Mint traditionally didn't place a mint mark on coins at that time. The year 1952 was a significant period for the Jefferson nickel. Post-World War II America was in full swing, and coins from this era are treasured by collectors, not just for their historical value, but also for their condition and rarity. Now, let's talk about the condition of this particular coin. If you've got a 1952 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, you're holding something special. But what exactly does very fine mean in the world of coin grading? In very fine condition, a coin shows moderate wear. The high points of the design are worn but still distinct. For the Jefferson nickel, this means you'll see some wear on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's dome, but all major details should be clearly visible. The rim is complete, and the coin overall has a sharp, well-defined look. So, what is the market value of a 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition today? As with all collectibles, the value can vary based on demand, rarity, and the specific details of the coin. As of today, a 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition typically fetches $207,000 on the collector market. Now, you might be thinking, that does sound like much, but remember, we're talking about a coin that's been circulating for over 70 years. For a higher market value, the coin would need to be in an uncirculated or mint state condition. So why might you want to hold on to or even collect Jefferson nickels from the 1950s? These coins are a piece of American history representing an era of growth and change. Collectors appreciate them not just for their design, but for their place in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage. The 1952 Jefferson nickel also connects us to the era it was minted in, a time when America was transitioning from the post-war boom to the early stages of the Cold War. Each coin tells a story, not just of its design, but of the countless hands it passed through, the pockets it jingled in, and the history it witnessed. If you're a collector, the 1952 Jefferson nickel is a must-have in your collection. While it may be the most valuable coin out there, it's a significant piece of numismatic history. And who knows, in the future, its value could increase as interest in mid-20th century coins continues to grow. Next up, we're talking about the 1969 Jefferson nickel with the elusive D mint mark in very fine condition. You won't believe the collector market value of this coin today, so stick around to find out more. First, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. This new design featured a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, created by the talented sculptor Felix Schlag. The reverse side proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. This nickel has been in continuous production ever since, making it a staple in American currency. But not all Jefferson nickels are created equal. Fast forward to 1969, a pivotal year in American history. The U.S. Mint was busy producing limited of Jefferson nickels across its different facilities, including the Denver Mint, which is signified by the D mint mark on the coin. Limited of these coins were made. The condition, rarity, and specific mint marks play a huge role in determining the value of any given coin. So, what makes the 1969 with D Jefferson nickel so special? Well, coins from this era often come with their own set of challenges. Many circulated heavily, leading to wear and tear, while others were poorly struck, resulting in weak details. But when you find a 1969 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in very fine condition, you've got something truly special. Take a look at this beauty. Notice the clear D mint mark just to the right of Monticello. The coin shows minimal wear, with strong details on both Jefferson's portrait and Monticello. In numismatic terms, this is what we call a coin in very fine condition. While it's not mint state, it retains enough of its original detail to be highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the collector market value. The value of this particular nickel has been on the rise. In very fine condition, the 1969 with D Jefferson nickel can fetch anywhere between $290,000 today. While this might seem like a huge amount, however, coins in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated conditions, can command even higher prices. Collectors value this coin not just for its age, but for its historical significance and the quality of the strike. Well-preserved examples have been known to go for even higher amounts, especially if they're part of a complete set and big investment for future or have a particularly strong strike. The market for Jefferson nickels is competitive, with serious collectors always on the lookout for coins that stand out. If you happen to have a 1969 with D Jefferson nickel, it's worth getting it professionally graded, especially if you believe it's in very fine condition or better. Remember, a certified coin is always more appealing to collectors and can often be sold at a premium. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1969 with D Jefferson nickel is definitely a coin worth having in your collection. Its blend of historical significance, relative rarity in higher grades, and the steady market demand make it a true gem. Keep an eye out for this coin when you're sorting through your change, as you might just have a valuable piece of history in your hands. Next up, a special focus on a true American classic, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1964 with the D mint mark. You might be surprised to learn that this humble 5-cent coin could be a hidden gem in your collection. But what makes the 1964 with D Jefferson nickel so special? And what's its value in today's collector's market? Stay tuned as we explore its history, design, and market value. First, let's travel back to 1964. The United States was in the midst of significant change culturally, politically, and even economically. The U.S. Mint produced limited of nickels that year, driven by a strong demand for coinage. In fact, 1964 marked the last year the U.S. Mint would produce nickels with 90% silver, transitioning to a copper-nickel alloy for most coins. However, the Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, continued with its classic design, Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. The 1964 with D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific mints in the U.S. That year, the D mint mark, located to the right of Monticello on the reverse side, indicates that the coin was produced in Denver. While limited of these coins were minted, making them uncommon in circulation, not all are created equal. Factors like condition, rarity, and demand can elevate an uncommon coin to collector status. Now, when it comes to coins, condition is everything. Coin collectors use a grading scale to determine a coin's value, with very fine being a notable grade. A very fine 1964 with D Jefferson nickel means the coin shows moderate wear, with some of the finer details still visible. For example, you can expect the hairlines on Jefferson's portrait and the details on Monticello to be worn, but still discernible. In the world of coin collecting, even slight differences in condition can significantly impact a coin's value. A very fine grade still indicates a well-preserved coin, making it desirable for collectors looking to complete their series or find a piece with historical charm. Now let's talk numbers. As of today, the market value for a 1964 with D Jefferson nickel in very fine condition is highest. Typically, these coins can fetch anywhere from $400,000. However, the value can increase depending on specific factors like luster, eye appeal, and even errors. So while the average very fine 1964 with D Jefferson nickel might make you rich, it's always worth inspecting your coins for these unique characteristics. But why should you consider adding the 1964 with D Jefferson nickel to your collection? For starters, Jefferson nickels are a staple of American coinage and a favorite among collectors due to their long history and iconic design. The 1964 with D nickel represents the end of an era, being one of the last coins struck before significant changes in U.S. coinage. It's a piece of American history that's accessible to both new and seasoned collectors. Moreover, the Jefferson nickel series offers a relatively big investment entry point into coin collecting. With patience and persistence, you can complete a full set and investment for future, and the 1964 with D is a key piece of that puzzle. As time goes on, even these more uncommon coins can become scarcer in higher grades, potentially increasing their value. If you're inspired to start or expand your Jefferson nickel collection, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always handle your coins with care. Store your coins in a cool, dry place, preferably in a protective album or holder. This will help preserve their condition and value over time. In conclusion, while the 1964 with D Jefferson nickel may seem like just another coin, it's a small piece of American history that carries both sentimental and collector value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this coin offers a tangible connection to the past and a reminder of the ever-evolving world of U.S. coinage. So next time you come across a 1964 with D Jefferson nickel, take a moment to appreciate its journey and its place in your collection. Thank you for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more coin collecting insights, and let us know in the comments if you have any rare finds of your own. Until next time, happy collecting.